The hooker is Jean-Jacques Taufifinoa. He is brother of the suspended captain Willie. Another JJ at, well, almost international rugby standards, John.
Too many around nowadays, too many.
One was too many, JJ. Well, both number 7 been used consistently in the line-out as main jumpers. That was Darren Adams again. Bodon looks a lively customer at scrum half. Van Rensburg went in, and that's bad ball back.
Too many bodies, Patrick, come forward, Neath. Wait till I say, don't be in a hurry, wait. Wait till I say, Neath. Wait. Engage.
Robbie Jones in charge for Neath. Travelled the clubs, Robbie Jones, Swansea, Ebbw Vale, Bridgend. Now it's out to Kerry Threes up from the back is Tuetti. Tuetti looks inside. Van Rensburg couldn't take it, but Sinkinson does. That's the Grenoble 22-metre line. And it's back for Robbie Jones. Kerry Threes, it's all a bit confined. Van Rensburg sets it up again, but has lost it. It's very untidy by both sides on the ground. Knocked forward. And it's still a Neath ball for the set scrum.
Yes, it was untidy, rocking by Neath there. Van Rensburg took that ball in, but didn't lay it back correctly. Not too many bodies in the way of Robbie Jones. Excellent angle by Tuet. He comes straight and looking inside for support. Good pass inside, but the handle letting Neath down.
Let's get it squared, Black. Thank you. Don't go that angle again, please.
But it's encouraging for Neath. They have been creating space and chances so far. They've taken one. They've created one or two more, and that will please Lynn Jones.
Now engage.
Van Rensburg out to Kerry Threes. Good play again, and that's the second Neath try. Tristan Davis, the centre, and what an opening for the Welsh All Blacks.
Incredible. They're going to get this 40 points as Lynn Jones wanted. But I was just about to say Van Rensburg was a man and ball to Kerry Threes, but he wriggled throughout all the tackles. Then poor tackling by Grenoble, must be said. That smallest man on the field, Kerry Threes, dodging. Then he gets the pass in to Tristan Davis, who couldn't believe his luck. Straight run in. That's another important try. He should have been dumped really by the number 8 Pochon, really the small outside half. But he's got his pass in. And Tristan Davis says, thanks very much.
One lightweight outside half as a replacement, won it for Swansea last night. Kerry Threes emulating Arwell Thomas, converting that try as well.
If you've got class, you don't have to be big. Kerry Threes, classy little players, Arwell Thomas last night. Van Rensburg, I thought this was man and ball at one stage. Then he had the whole of the back row bearing down him, but quick on his feet. Then a little handoff, and they're looking for support, and there's Tristan Davis.
Taken by Sinkinson, Brett Sinkinson, outside the Neath 22. Van Rensburg back to claim that for Grenoble. Up to halfway. That's Matthew Singer. Plenty of space to aim for, and he's done it well. Rifled it down the channel, close to the left-hand touchline.
It's good tactics by Neath. Whenever they're in trouble, just give it the big kick down the field, use the wind and put the pressure on Grenoble. And of course they kick that ball out on the full, and now Neath have the put in the line out.
It's been a good weekend so far for the Welsh clubs in Europe. The two successes in the Cup last night for Llanelli, impressively away against the champions Ulster. Swansea as well. Ebbw Vale won well in the Shield. And Neath has started well here against their French visitors.
Yes, that's what we need to see, because the first 2 weekends didn't go particularly well. 2 weeks ago was dreadful for Cardiff and Swansea. So Swansea was slightly fortunate last night, but at least now they're back in the scene in the European campaign.
15-0 for Neath, 17 minutes played. But they realise they need some sort of cushion for half-time because they'll face the wind in the second half. Here comes Brett Sinkinson. Went away from his support. Andrew Millward, prop forward, chasing forward. Van Rensburg is there. They're all together, very nice and tight, those Neath forwards. Millward, 3 very prominent. Came from London Welsh, and Lynn Jones described him as the best buy of the summer for Neath.
I was amazed how Brett Sinkerson ripped that ball out of the Grenoble's hands there to set that move up. He's so strong at the body. His feet got in here.
Carith Rees, 2 out of 3 so far. Failed with a difficult touchline conversion from the right-hand side. So a 40-metre kick for Carith Rees. In the traditional mould of Welsh outside halves, a live wire Carith Rees. A jinking, dancing, sidestepping outside half. And not a bad goal kicker either. Neath are up to 18.
Yeah, so different to last night when Bath missed so many points playing with the wind. Neath aren't wasting any opportunities. Outstanding kick by Carith Rees. 18-0.
Well, they've got 18 and they're encouraging each other and asking for more. Lynn Jones, tongue-in-cheek, I thought, said beforehand that Neath wanted 40 points today to rekindle their faint hopes. They're well on course at the moment, but they realise that the strong wind is with them. And that's the wind that Robbie Jones is now using. Theo van Rensburg on his own 10-metre line. 8 caps for South Africa. The Grenoble number 10. Many of those at full-back.
Brett Sinkerson have an outstanding start to this game, leading by example. A senior player in the Neath pack, he rips this ball out and of this Mullen set up. See him rip it out there and then set off on his run to link up. As a result, Neath had the penalty.
Well, that was taken away on the breeze. Play advantage and good advantage as well. And this is Martin Stanley. Stanley with the headgear playing in midfield. And they take the penalty quickly. Bodon down to the prop, Moyava. Knocked on by Neath. The crowd disagrees with Ed Morrison.
Don't put down now, don't fun, boys. Wait.
Oh, I thought it was Grenoble knocked this ball on, but there was a Neath hand in the way, so Ed Morrison said, and the penalties free. The scrum down's gone to Grenoble.
Bodon again using Stanley. The tackle is safe and sound, and the penalty goes for holding after the tackle.
He blew up very quickly then, didn't he? Didn't give the man a chance to release the ball.
Throwing the ball away.
Another 10 metres for throwing the ball away, and that puts it within range for Carith Rees, and a chance for Neath to go over the 20-point mark.
Now Stanley takes the ball in, he doesn't lay the ball back, he holds it in, and that's where the penalty is being given away. He wants the player, the ball carrier, to release the ball straight away.
Jean-Jacques Taufifanawa. JJ is much easier.
That's what I'm going to call him, that's a certain.
That's club captain Roland Phillips next to the cameraman there. Looking a happy man despite not being part of the action. Again, it's right in front. Again, it's long range. Almost 50 metres for Kerith Rees. He struck it well. It's there again. Neath 21. Grenoble 0.
Well, they use an advantage of this win. Hasn't missed a chance yet. 4 from 5 from this young outside half. Looking very accomplished and very comfortable out there.
They're not having a happy season, are they, Grenoble?
No, they're bottom of the division, only won 1 out of 6 games, so their confidence can't be high. And Neath are certainly up for this game. Talking to Lynn Jones and some of the players, they've trained hard this week. They wanted a big victory today.
Van Rensburg. He'll take his time to slot in with his new club, no doubt. Just played 15 minutes as a replacement a week ago against Montauban. That was in the French Championship. And another well-placed and well-directed kick. And even the bounce and the rub of the green is with Neath at the moment.
Yeah, but Paul Cook didn't know where that ball was there, didn't he? Difficult in the swirling wind, but the blindside wing wasn't deep enough. Excellent kick by Robbie Jones. Paul Cook doesn't know where the ball is, isn't it? And allows it then to bounce over his head. Poor defending by the blindside wing.
Paul Cook had a period with Newport a couple of seasons ago, although he comes from South Island in New Zealand, from Otago. Neath have taken it against the throw again, and that's Millward driving on. It's 15 metres out, probing the blind side. So they got all the width of the field to play with out left. Kerith Rees. That's Tristan Davis, a try scorer. Gains a few more metres on the ground. And then it's Sinkinson with a few more. Good play by Neath. Kerith Rees back inside. Adam Jackson broke the first tackle. And now it's Brett Sinkinson. All action. So close to the ball all the time. They need quick ball. They've got extra men on the left, Neath have. They're all out there. Robbie Jones is telling them to go the other way. Kerith Rees tries to take them on his own. Too many players in one corner of the ground, and Neath have lost possession.
Certainly was. All the three-quarter line and some of the back row member on the left-hand side. No one on the right, and only defenders with the big second rows against them.
Line is the mark. Don't go over, go back.
Definitely a chance lost there for Neath.
Wait. Now engage.
That's a fine clearance by Olivier Baudon.
Really, when you have someone like Shane Williams on the left wing, you don't want to put too many bodies in his way. You want to get him the ball quickly, so that was bad tactics by Neath there.
Mervyn Davis holding the ball high. That's taken by Patrick Lubungu. Lost the ball in the tackle, it's gone forward. And Ed Morrison, well, I think he sensed that. He didn't see it, but he sensed it must have gone forward.
Yes, and Richard Francis, the tackler, played that ball on the ground as well.
Lubungu.
Lubungu going down there, and Richard Francis, he has to let it go as well. He ripped it out of his hands.
Lubungu, we remember with Brive a couple of seasons ago, in their great period in Europe. Normally on the bench, Patrick Lubungu there. From Zaire originally, and travelling the French clubs.
To get weather like this in Zaire.
Wait. Engage. Toss the mark, get it in.
In it goes from Robbie Jones. The control is by Van Rensburg. Rifles it out to Rees. And again it's Shane Williams over. Again the two Williamses, the two wingers in concert over on the right. The ball's gone forward. Ed Morrison is playing advantage here. And this is Coriones. 20 points in victory against Northampton, including 2 tries for the fullback. And that time showing his qualities in defence.
It's good to see Shane Williams coming out and outside the centres, looking for work. Has that pace. Bring him outside the centres so you can reach down you, Williams. You've seen it work once. Well, this was allowing advantage by Ed Morrison. I didn't think there was much advantage for Grenoble there.
It's certainly Neath possession. Good quick ball from the top. Tuetti, strong man at centre.
Let go!
That was nudged forward before Sinkinson got a hold of it. Got into play with Francis, his fellow flank forward. Robbie Jones, they got numbers outright, but the hands weren't good enough. Again, it's Van Rensburg. And he showed why he's been preferred to club skipper Roland Phillips. Strong man up front. Tristan Davis, that's good play now then Shane Williams. Has he got the pace to get there? Superb run. What a try. What is blistering pace. He just took him on, 1-to-1.
That was class. That's why, seeing that again, I think this man could play international rugby now. Excellent pass in Tristan Davis and Matthew Singer, but when he just opened his legs, that is pure class, sprinting for the wing. I thought he might have been too young to play for Wales, but seeing this again, that if you have a chance against international rugby, you must score. He should have been closed down. It's a danger chasing him. He's no slouch, and just leaves him for dead. That's fantastic.
Are you watching Graham Henry? Was the shout from the stand I hear below us here, JJ. And it's no surprise. He is the darling of the Knoll crowd. And when he scores tries like that, when he shows that sort of scorching pace, it's no surprise, is it?
Yes, and the people were saying earlier, how can we attract people back into the grounds? Poor crowd here today is by players like him entertaining. We saw Gareth Wyatt in Pontypridd a few weeks ago. This is what the public want to see.
And as you said, the man he left for dead was Tony Stanger, a British Lion, 50 claps and more for Scotland, the man who won the Grand Slam for Scotland back in 1990. And he was nowhere to be seen. It's hushed as Kerry Threes lines it up. Oh, so unlucky. It was there for a long, long while, and then the wind just took it at the last moment, and the post got in the way. Pit side will go down to Graham Thomas, who's with Phil Pugh.
Phil Pugh, Lynn Jones had asked for a 40-point win. You're well on your way.
We're well on our way, yes, but excellent start. Excellent. We couldn't have wished for a better start. It's the best start we've had all season, really, and especially in Europe. The way it's going now, I think we're in for a good victory. As long as the boys can keep it together, keep their composure, I think we're in for a good victory.
You've got a strong win behind you. You need to keep a big lead.
Yes, we need a big lead, and we'll keep the ball in on second half and take it to them, you know.
Phil, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Phil Pugh, a happy man, as is everybody at the moment connected with Neath RFC. 26-0. They lead Grenoble from France, and that's after just 30 minutes of the opening half at the Knoll. It's such a pity now as we reflect that they lost against the Reivers of Edinburgh here, or they'd be very much in the hunt. And as we said before, this seemed to be the easiest group of the six. And Neath could have done very well, but they've slipped up once crucially at home. And it's a very tall order now. But they're giving it everything this afternoon, and here it comes again. Matt Singer blasts it downfield. Coriones will have to play it. And it's that man Shane Williams up on him again. Coriones showing good composure, good skill as well. Fine run by the fullback. This is great by Grenoble. Bourdon the kick and the chase. Matt Singer hurtling back for Neath. He'll have to put it dead, and he does. But a fine counter by Grenoble.
Yes, Frank Coriones, the fullback, bringing that ball up there from difficult position. He was chased down by Shane Williams. Thought at one stage he could be caught, he slipped, but then got up and sprinted 50 metres, brought the ball back up to his three-quarters, and then Olivier Bourdon, the scrum half, give it the big kick down the field.
The take was by Franz Jolmes. Not in straight though, so it's set scrum for Neath.
Yeah, Grenoble are having trouble with the line out. Codling and Jackson are jumping against them. That ball wasn't in straight there. You can see the Neath second row is complaining to the touch judge.
Windy conditions, difficult in the line out always.
Go on, it's okay.
The ball drifting on the breeze. Robbie Jones behind a solid Neath scrum. Again, It's for Shane Williams to give chase. Corey Owens. Well tackled by Tristan Davis. Van Rensburg's on his own. No choice really but to kick it downfield. But Singer with plenty of time. And that's the confidence of Neath. Mervyn Davis the hook out in midfield. And this is Kerith Rees. Kerith Rees with Delmy Williams outside him. Rees is clear. He can go all the way. He's got plenty of support. Tueti inside. Another flowing, fabulous try for the All Blacks.
Can you believe this? Rugby again. We thought that Neath should have kicked the ball. For the confidence these youngsters have, Kerith Rees sprinting 60 metres up the field. Mervyn Davis was the man who linked to him, the hooker. And then 280 finished it off. Fantastic rugby once again. I thought this was a bit risky when Matthew Singer passed the ball into Mervyn Davis. But look at the pace of Kerith Rees. Dummy sprints through the gap, again outside Tony Stanger. And then looking for support, and 280 worked hard to get with him. Dave 280, and he finishes it off. We've seen some tries this first half, haven't we?
Well, this is fabulous. It's more than we could have dared to expect or hope for.
Because you must remember, this is very difficult conditions. Blustery, very cold, underfoot, it's very slippery. Skill factor, Southern's Neath three-quarters, top class.
And it's that golden attribute, isn't it? It's what cannot be bought, and that is pace. And it's all round in the Neath side.
And it's the approach as well. Fair play to Lynn Jones. They could have just kicked the ball all this first half, but they've had the approach to keep moving the ball, and they've been rewarded.
There's one little disappointment as Kerith Rees fails with the conversion, but he should be proud of his approach work, his creative work. And look at this, Mervyn Davis of all people. And he didn't rush, he didn't lose his composure, and then put Kerith Rees in space. And Tony Stanger is being made to look a slouch this afternoon.
Certainly is. When Kerith Rees took that ball, he was running backwards. He had to turn around to take it and then sprint off.
4 tries for Neath. All little gems in their own different ways. 31-0. What a remarkable scoreline against a first division French club side.
Yes, it's difficult for Grenoble to come back now, even though they have the wind with them second half. Because Neath are doing well in the set pieces, so they will keep running into this win second half.
Well, will they need that scoreboard before the end of the game, I wonder? Here comes Lubungu. Picked up, literally hurled back in the tackle. And the aggressive defence of Neath has gained them the put-in at the set scrum. Going forward in the tackle. It's worth watching again, this one, JJ.
Yes, I say he was running backwards taking that ball. His acceleration, quite remarkable. Look at 280, look how hard he's going to run to get up with Kerith Rees. Works hard off the ball, and Neath were all working. Sinkerson's just behind him as well. I think we mustn't say enough about Richard Francis, Van Rensburg and Sinkerson. This Neath back row have been outstanding. We saw Francis pick up Labungo then and dump him down. Great defending and great attacking.
Now we look at the group again. We thought when we arrived that Neath were, well, dead and gone really, but this sort of performance must give them hope they could win out in France. Then they got Northampton at the Knoll, and they've got to go to Edinburgh. It's not completely beyond the realms of possibility that they could win all 4 remaining matches.
Possible playing this style of rugby with this approach. I don't see why not.
Kerith Rees again. Just coaxing the ball forward, caressing in the kick almost, and not the full-blooded thump.
Well, sensible rugby, using the wind. They've played some spectacular rugby, but first of all, just get the ball up the field and then put pressure on Grenoble, and that's exactly what Kerith Rees is doing, and finding touch.
Neath did quite well at Northampton in their opening game, just lost 21-12 in that game, one of the leading English clubs.
Yes, I mean, that result in Northampton, nothing to be embarrassed by, is it? It's a difficult place to go to, Northampton.
So just 2.5 minutes remain. Adams wearing 7.
Wait, please, wait, wait, wait. Front, engage.
31-0.
Stay bound.
And have Neath got one more try in their locker before half-time. Here they come again. Matt Singer up from full-back. Shane Williams. Tristan Davis is with him. Tristan Davis taking on his man. The ball is loose, and that's the 5th for Neath.
Went back.
Delmy Williams, the scorer. Over from the right wing, wearing 13, and taking Neath up to 36 points to 0.
Yes, Matthew Singer's incursion into the line was all important. He timed it well. And then Shane Williams held the ball up. Tristan Davis took it. He did well. He was outnumbered really, and it bounced kindly for Delmy Williams, but he had come over from the right wing to support, and he deserves that try. Shane Williams evolved again. Tristan Davis, big handoff. The ball is dropped forward as Delmy Williams worked hard to get there. Number 13, he scores a try from the right wing.
And what's encouraging here, JJ, 5 tries for Neath, and every member of the three-quarter line has already scored.
Quite remarkable. Their approach is outstanding, and just hope they can keep this going second half. Great to watch.
Neath 36, Grenoble 0.
Quite remarkable. Who would have thought so in these conditions? Now I wonder what Grenoble can do at half-time. There's a lot of talking going to be done in that dressing room. They certainly don't look interested in the game, the way Neath have just taken them apart. But full credit to Neath, must take anything away from them. Their approach has been magnificent, but they must keep this going now, certainly at the beginning of the second half.
Well taken by Jackson. Second season at the Knoll for the former London Scottish lock forward. Back to Kerith Rees. Ed Morrison blows his whistle to end a remarkable first half for the All Blacks of Neath. 5 tries. All the three-quarters have scored after Sean van Rensburg set them on their way. And at the interval, what an encouraging scoreline from a Welsh perspective. It's Neath 36, Grenoble 0.
Yes, and now they've got to do the second half, playing into the wind. Same approach, same platform in front of the half-backs and bring in the three-quarters. But there's a lot of work to be done by Grenoble if they're going to survive in the second half. Otherwise, Neath will just sweep them off the field.
And what is pleasing is the enterprise and the pace that has been shown by Neath in this opening half. Well, it's very pleasing for us in the commentary position. It must be even more pleasing for the Neath coach, Lynn Jones, who's now with Graham Thomas.
Lynn, that must be the best 40 minutes you've put together this season.
Yeah, not far off, yes. We took a bit of a gamble playing with the elements first half. Grenoble at the bottom of the game, back home in the domestic competition, and we just tried to rub salt into their wounds, and I think we might have succeeded in achieving that first half.
You seem to have too much pace for them all over the field at the moment.
Yeah, the tackling's not up to standard, is it? You know, we expected a bit more out of them at this level. I'm sure they will offer it when we play them back out in Grenoble next week. Yeah, so second half against the elements, we'll change tack a little bit, and we'll see.
But you might need that lead now, as you say, with their backs into the wind this time.
Yeah, it's half the job done. There's 40 minutes to go, and you know, we'll see some football from these guys, and they've got it. You know, we've played them at their own game first half, and it's come off for us. So let's hope that we can play some football and knock their game out of stride again.
Let's hope so, Lynn. Thanks very much.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, that's Lynn Jones. I'm sure he could force a smile, really, but that's the way things have gone for Neath in this opening half. The ball's been to the wings 5 times, and The telling one, though, of all is the one right at the top. That is 36 points to nil, 5 tries to nil, and tremendous encouragement for Lynn Jones, for Neath, and for Welsh Club Rugby.
Well, Jonathan Davis, Lynn Jones mentioned at the beginning of the game that Neath needed to win by 40 points, something which seemed like an absolutely impossible task, but now well within their grasp.
Well, it's a remarkable first half, you know. I think Lynn said there rightly that Grenoble's defence is pathetic. Neath have got too much pace for them. They scored some fantastic tries, but it's a very, very poor Grenoble side.
Maybe he's a little bit too gobsmacked to smile as well.
I think he is, yeah, and Phil Pugh, you know, they're old teammates of mine, and they'll be very, very happy. But the elements are now with Grenoble, but I can't see them, you know, coming back and winning this game. No way. And it's just an amazing first half for Neath. You know, the best 40 minutes they must have played all season. Yes,
well, let's have a look at some of the tries. 5 in all. The first one was a good try.
Yeah, again, it's a very loose kick, and you know, they just look up and try and spread it. It's amazing. This guy, you know, he's a catalyst of everything Neath do. Shane Williams, he's got electrifying pace. He just takes people on all the time. And again, Demi Williams, he's got a hat-trick last week, so his confidence is extremely high. Brett Singleton's been involved in everything, but you know, it's just great passing. But you have to question where the defence is. You know, they're just throwing the ball about with the gay abandon there, and it's there's no defenders anywhere. But again, it's you know, even the hooker Mervyn Davis is getting involved in the play. There's a little bit of a juggle, and there's still only one defender there. So it's I think by seeing that and how lax they were in defence, every loose kick that Grenoble have done, they've run back at them. And again, Shane Williams is an exciting prospect. There are question marks over his defensive abilities, but you know, he's got electrifying pace.
Well, the third try came from Shane Williams. We'll have a look at that now.
Again, this year it's just a simple phase play. It's a great pass there by Tristan Davis, but then Tony Stranger, I think he's got diving boots on there. Tony Stranger, and you know, he just whizzes past him. It's just, as JJ said, he's you know, JJ is a great winger, and it's just electrifying pace, and it's lovely to see. And you know, he is a special talent.
There was a shout apparently. Was Graham Henry watching? Do you think he should be a future Welsh player here?
I think, you know, he brings people into the squad to give them the taste and the experience of training with the Welsh squad. And I can't see why this guy shouldn't be, you know, in the train-on squad.
And then the fourth try came from Dave Tuetti.
Yes, again, you know, they run from everywhere. Even when they're running back towards their own line, they get the ball away, and it's again the defence is so unorganised. It's a dog leg. It's a great break by Kerrith Rees, and Dave Tuetti just finishing off. You watch the defensive line is very, very poor. You know, the kick is only as good as the chase, and again, Tony Stranger is found wanting there, and the gaps are incredible. It's just a break. He doesn't have to beat anyone. He just goes on the outside. Dave Tuetti's inside ball. It's just, you know, another try. It is an amazing first half, but we have to say that the Grenoble side is extremely poor, and I think the coach will have something to say at half-time.
There's a chance for Neath now to show off their talents, and Brett Sinkinson is playing extremely well.
Yeah, Brett is a class player, you know, on the floor in rucks and mauls. He's a great player, but today he's showing, you know, his attacking capabilities as well. He's a link, and you know, he's a great asset. Whoever found this guy is, you know, needs to be you know, rewarded. So he is a fantastic player.
Well, thank you for now, Jonathan. Now, one other Welsh game in the Heineken Cup this afternoon. Cardiff are playing Treviso, and the latest score is Cardiff 17, Treviso 16. It is quite a difficult game for Cardiff, this one, because Treviso beat Harlequins and lost to Montferrand only in the last minute of the game. But there we are at the moment in Pool E. Cardiff are in the lead, 17 to 16. Let's have a look now at some soccer scores, and of course it's the third round of the FA Cup today. Wrexham, unfortunately, 0, Middlesbrough 1. Wrexham have a reputation as giant slayers. Looks as if Middlesbrough have the upper hand at the moment, and that is the latest score from the racecourse. Brian Dean, the scorer. And then in the Nationwide League, Hartlepool 0, Swansea City 1. So that's a good score for Swansea City at the moment. Jason Price, the goal scorer there. And Hartlepool have won the last 9 of their home matches. So that's, as I said, a good score at the moment. Now then, on January the 10th, 2000, we'll be presenting our annual celebration of Welsh sport and naming the Welsh Sports Personality of '99. But we want your help to pick a millennium moment. Please write to tell us who or what event should win the title of the greatest sporting moment. And simply, the one who gets the most votes will win. Maybe your moment is one.
bbc.co.uk/Talk Wales to register your entry.
There we are. Let us know your choice. Now then, we've one other Heineken Cup score for you. Northampton, at the moment, are beating Edinburgh 15-3. Now, in case you've just joined us, we're concentrating, of course, on Heineken Cup rugby this afternoon with live coverage of Neath versus Grenoble. Jonathan Davis is here in the studio with me, and quite unbelievably, Neath at the moment are beating Grenoble 36-0.
Yes.
We wouldn't have been able to predict this one, would we?
It's an amazing scoreline half-time, and I think Lynn Jones said they'll have to win by 40 points, and we're 36 up at the moment. It is an astonishing result, half-time result. So I just think that now they're going to change tack. They're playing against the elements. Maybe they'll keep the ball in hand. Grenoble can't play as badly in the second half, but they've been successful by throwing the ball about. Why change it now?
So back to the Knoll we go. Neath facing French side Grenoble 36-0, and your commentators are JJ Williams and Hugh Llewellyn-Davis.
Welcome back to the Knoll. The big test now for Neath, how they'll cope against the wind. The reaction from Grenoble. They have made 4 changes at half-time. They changed both their props. They've made a change at centre and also in the back row. So 36 points to 0 for Neath as they start the second half. Ed Morrison of Bristol in England just checks everyone's ready for the second half. And so it's Kerry 3 starting against the elements. Shown right at the start as that ball is curled back on the wind. It did go the required 10 metres. And then brought back on the wind.
There's obviously been a lot of strong talking in the Grenoble dressing room, making 4 changes. Coach obviously very unhappy with his first half performance.
Robbie Jones, his service has been exemplary in the first half. It goes down to Duncan Jones, the prop. And first penalty of the second half comes to Neath. And that shows the way Neath will play the second half. Try and keep the ball in the hand, drive forward. Robbie Jones again, turning on the sixpence. Mevin Davis, and now it's Brett Sinkinson. Back to Duncan Jones, the prop forward, working their way up towards the Grenoble 22. Penalty again, and this could be within range. Although Tuetti wants to take it quickly, Ed Morrison wants to step in. Luckily for Tuetti, as it went forward from his hands.
Yes, I think needs to shoot a goal here anyway.
Let's get away from the ball, please, okay? Captain, roll away.
He's saying that Grenoble players should roll away, very difficult. The stud's been used. He wasn't interfering with the ball. The ball was coming back. But Ed Morrison said he must roll away.
Tony Stanger is off, no wonder. He was left in the runner's wake in the opening half.
What are we doing, 10?
And those are the changes in the front row. Both props are off. And we have Tolofua and Rondinelli on. And then in the back row, Ama Pakabau instead of Darren Adams.
Stand on the grass, okay? Anybody alongside the ball off, it's not you, okay? Sorry? So what's with that? That gives me a big problem.
Kerry Threes right in front on the 22-metre line. His first kick against the wind. And he's missed.
It just shows the strength of the wind. That was an important 3-point to start off the second half as they finished the first.
Van Rensburg lurking deep. The dummy with Singer, but brings in Tuetti. Still Neath ball, and that's Andrew Millward out to Sean Van Rensburg. Good handling by the Neath forwards. Mervyn Davis, always been a good handler of the ball, the hooker. And now it's out to Tuetti again, to Van Rensburg. Transferred the pressure a little then, onto Tristan Davis. Advantage, good advantage being played. And the little chip through is by Martin Stanley. Back for Neath, Shane Williams. Showing the soccer player's skills with a sliding tackle and the ball over the far touchline.
Okay, I thought Pascal Viard on the right wing there was in front of the kicker there. Shows good pace, but Shane Williams has that extra yard just to get back.
So an early position for Grenoble in the Neath 22 in the second half. And they need the boost of an early score to give them renewed heart for the challenge over the next 35 minutes or so. Patrick Lubungu wearing 5. Baudon transfers it back into his hooker's hands. JJ Taufa-Finua. Good, solid, aggressive Neath defence. Baudon chased his own kick.
Yes, that was good defending by Neath. They didn't spread out across the field, didn't let anyone break through the line. And eventually getting the put in the scrum.
The advantage is up front with Grenoble. But the advantage in the game lies very firmly with the All Blacks of Neath. In it goes Robbie Jones. Back row move to release Sinkinson. Such an aggressive competitor, Brett Sinkinson. And now it's Van Rensburg driving a little further. Coriolis looked a good player in the opening half. One of the few Grenoble men to make an impression. And he's done so again. Good linking up with his lock forward, Franz Jolmes. Third man in, going down on top of the tackled. And that's a penalty to Neath.
Very strict referee in there. I think Grenoble won't be happy with that. And though they are talking to the referee. Of course, this is the difference in France and Britain interpretations of this ruck and maul law.
Kerithris to gain a few metres down the touchline and then depend on his 2 jumpers, Alex Codling and Adam Jackson. Not forgetting, of course, Brett Sinkinson.
Corrihans does well here, because the open is very slippery to turn like that, and he's waiting for support, come inside. Then no, all his forwards are back with him, so he's done his job.
For once a bad pass from Robbie Jones, but still Neath regroup and regain the initiative on the opposition 10-metre line. Robbie Jones again whips it out to Dave Tuetti. Tuetti's been a handful for Grenoble all afternoon. Sean Van Rensburg impressive at number 8. Driving on then is Duncan Jones, the loose set prop, but they've lost the ball, and here goes Baudon into his hooker, Taufa-Finua. Van Rensburg to use the wind, and he's done so well. Matthew Singer wanted the ball to go dead, but it wouldn't. So here comes the former Cambridge Blue playing at fullback. Baudon takes it well. And they seem to have lost heart for the game, haven't they, JJ? Even with the wind, they're not really throwing down the challenge to Neath.
No, that was poor play by Baudon. That's all he had to do was hoist the ball back up. Rensburg's had an outstanding match. He takes that ball in, he lays that ball back. And really, I think the support was a bit slow coming to him there.
No, too close, open up.
Because the tackler was on his feet, he could play the ball.
Didn't look straight, and it wasn't. So it's a Grenoble ball. It's a difficult afternoon for hookers throwing into the line.
Yes, I'm surprised they've thrown it to the back of the line out so much. But it is working up to a point.
Disconsolate, downhearted, Grenoble bench. Vaudon, that's well placed, but here comes Matzinger. Takes it well. And then turned just at the right moment to set it back to his own players. And this is a well-controlled defensive ruck by Neath. Under a little pressure, but Singer did everything right. The support was there, and Kerry Rees with a fine clearance.
Yes, it's correct rugby, isn't it? They're not doing anything silly, Neath. They're using the touchline at the right moments, not afraid to give possession away in that sense. Kerry Rees looking very accomplished, making sure this ball goes into touch.
It would be too much to expect the same sort of fireworks in the second half, I'm sure, because Neath have this substantial lead, and they'll be quite content to hang on to that and keep Grenoble at bay, as the French visitors this time have the wind advantage. And it's up to Grenoble to make a match of this now. Offside against Neath.
Number 8, clicker back, please.
Well struck, but too firmly struck in the end. It went dead, and Neath can have the set scrum back up on halfway or the 10-metre line where Van Rensburg kicked it.
That's unforgivable with Van Rensburg. He's a Springbok international. To kick the ball out on the full like that is not what his forwards wanted. That's a bad mistake. The scrum now to Neath.
Any kick from the field of play that goes dead in the in-goal area allows the opposition now to get a set scrum back upfield.
But if he had found just any sort of line up there, it would have been a great place to attack from.
In it goes from Robbie Jones. 2 new props on the field, remember, for Grenoble. And the Neath front row popped up, and this time, change of tactic. Franz Jolmis. Vaudon. And it's into one of the replacement props. That's Abraham Tolofua. Now the hooker. Tao Fifanua. Van Rensburg's a little chip through. First man up is Corrions. Keeps it alive. Matthew Singer just puts it out to play.
Corrions looks the best attacker, doesn't he? He's involved in everything. Plenty of pace. Good soccer skills by him there. Nice little grubber kick through, and Corrions outside foot chipping the ball on. Singer eventually find the safety of the touchline.
Ed Morrison insisting on that gap, the required gap in the line out, to give jumpers and thrower in every chance. That is Patrick Lubungu. A few personal battles being fought as play goes on, and here comes the drive from Grenoble. Wheeling, twisting, turning towards the Neath try line. Attacking side ball. And at last some pressure from the French team.
Yes, it needs a good defence by Neath now. An important scrum here. They'll try and work Neath in this scrum. They can stop them scoring now in this part of the game, then they can go on and achieve a comfortable victory, I feel.
Former great favourite at Neath, Phil Pugh, flank forward. Gained a cap for Wales. Team manager now. Vaudon bides his time. The control at the back. But that's good tackling again by Neath, driving the man backwards in the tackle, and they've gained the put in. Not for the first time. They've turned it around in the tackle area.
Adams, who's playing now at number 8, he drives in. But look at Brett Sinkerson there. He's under him there. Important tackle as well. And I've been very impressed by Richard Francis as well, the other wing forward of Neath. And that's the turnover there to Neath. And the French are arguing with the referee.
Well, the modern term in rugby, turnovers, and they're in Neath's favour.
Yes, that's the strength of this Neath back row, isn't it?
Van Rensburg was hurt in that tackle, went in, twisted a little awkwardly. Could have strained his neck a little. Sean Van Rensburg, by the way, is the brother of Clinton Van Rensburg, who plays his rugby down at Swansea.
Sinkerson's so strong upper body. He's not a big man, but so much upper body strength with him.
So it's Robbie Jones on his side, still in the ascendancy, 36 points is the margin of their superiority at the moment. And I must say, JJ, Grenoble don't look aside, and it's a measure of Neath's achievement perhaps. Grenoble don't look aside, who could have beaten Northampton either on their own ground or away from home.
No, but I suppose the French are on their home ground are slightly better, or usually much better, but they haven't looked a real threat. That's why they are bottom of their league in France at the moment.
That seems quite comfortable. His side are at hand as well. I thought they could have smiled.
Unless they Grenoble supporters. They didn't look French, did they?
What does a Frenchman look like, John?
Not like them.
Well, it's all overcomplicated in midfield. Accidental offside, ball rebounding. And they don't seem to have a pattern, do they? They don't really look like a side who know what they're trying to do.
No, Theo van Rensburg out at half. He said he's played how many games for the Springboks? He doesn't look a controller at all. And Stanley also very big and heavy, but no skills. Nothing like his brother.
Not smoking like brother Joe. Here it goes again to Shane Williams. The pass was forward. The tackle was high as well after the whistle had gone. Big disappointment for the crowd. And isn't it great to have a player on a field where there's a thrill in the crowd when the ball goes in his direction?
This is what people come to see. Small guys taking on big guys. Head-eye tackle there. But this Shane Williams is an entertainer. If we saw more of this around the fields of Wales, the grounds would be full again.
Olivier Baudon sweeps it out for Van Rensburg. Big pass into midfield. Frank Rime is the replacement. Corion is up. The pass is out and it's forward. And that's the best chance so far for Grenoble. And Pascal Villard is the man denied right in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, a lovely break, lovely angle by Rime there. Throws the ball out to Corinians, the full-back, but the tackler put him off there. Trigon missing once again. Be quite impressed with Frank Corillons as the full-back captain. He's the main playmaker for Grenoble.
15 minutes gone of the second half, and the score as it was at the interval. Predictably, it's been mostly Grenoble now, with all the advantages. They've been pressing, but they haven't scored, despite creating at least 2 clear-cut chances. Well, it's nice and warm there, isn't it, on a cold afternoon? It's a greasy surface, and very difficult in the set scrum for a side going backwards. Corillons again, linking up with Amapakabo, wearing 19.
Get away! Slow get away, tackler! Get away! Tackle and away!
A tribute to Neath's discipline, JJ. That's only the 6th penalty they've conceded throughout the match so far.
Yes, Robbie Jones fails to find touch there. And Gorhians is the man to bring it back up. Now he's Neath were penalised for the tackler not rolling away. Very difficult when he collapses like that with bodies coming over the top of you to roll away, but Ed Morrison has been consistent through this game.
You go left, right. Yeah, well done, mate. Keep the space.
That's a practice move. Frank Jolmes driving.
Penalty try.
Penalty try for pulling down. Well, decisive by Ed Morrison. Neath won't be pleased, but the referee was completely clear in his mind. Pulling it down, that's illegal. And Ed Morrison said it prevented a certain try. Pulling down the moving ball, and Ed Morrison was under the sticks.
Well, if it was intentional, it's correct, but it's a strict referee and a well-organised line-out. Throwing it back into the front and then low body angles driving for the line, but then they say Neath, there's body tackler on the floor pulling the legs away from one of the Grenoble players, and that's where the penalty try has been awarded.
First goal for Grenoble then. It comes after 17 minutes of the second half. Van Rensburg has added the extra 2 points. Now will that bring Grenoble to life, I wonder?
Well, it's a bit better the last few minutes for them. A long way to go, man. They're still not putting moves together on the quarter line. They're just through a forward effort. Now there's some experience coming on here, old Roland Phillips.
Great servant of rugby in general, Neath rugby. Warm applause for Sean Van Rensburg as he departs. Injured, but unbowed. He's contributed fully to this Neath performance, but now club skipper Roland Phillips is on the field. Untidy tap back that. Bodon has looked good at scrum half as well. He and Corrihorn perhaps the pick of the backs. Here comes Matt Singer. Singer trying to look for a channel down midfield. Good play by Richard Francis. A man of pen clouds, Francis. And then the darting little run is by Kerith Rees again. A live wire at outside half. Neath get their penalty. They'll want to take it quickly and up the tempo. But the ball is taken away by the hooker, Taufi Fanua. And so Neath might well go for the touchline.
Ed Morrison being very strict on this player not rolling away in the tackle. As I said earlier, it's very difficult when bodies coming on top of you. And let's just see, for me, Richard Francis has been the man of the match for me. Outstanding game. Mervyn Davis there supporting. Front row men working well together, handling the ball on. Good play.
Robbie Jones. Now Neath are in the 22. More or less for the first time in the second half. The half dummy, it's out to Matt Singer. Singer inside to Alex Codling. Codling the lock forward. And Neath are now building, but that's a loose pass. Nowhere near Delmy Williams. And a chance for Grenoble to bring it away. Shane Williams. And over the touchline. And on that touchline somewhere is Graham Thomas with Sean Van Rensburg.
Sean, well played, but you've taken a bit of a knock.
Yeah, I've had a big, I think I got a knee against the head and it jerked my neck a little bit backwards, so just take it easy for next weekend, so I need to get it fixed up before we go down to France.
Great first half performance. It's gone off the boil a little bit since then.
Yeah, no, you know, this weather isn't really the ideal situation to play in, but yeah, I think, you know, it's difficult playing against the wind. We're throwing a lot of ball wide, we're knocking on unnecessary, where in the first half with the wind, you know, we control it a little bit better though, but yeah, I think the boys will carry on doing the business like they should do.
And plenty of encouragement, you can go over there and win.
Yeah, you know, last year we played up there in Perpignan, and I promise you now, it is very, very difficult playing over there in France. They've got an awesome crowd, and their crowd just sticks to them, and they don't give you any gap at all. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one next week, but I'm sure if we just play like we did today, we can pull it off. We've got to do something special to get back in the quarterfinals for the European Cup. So, yeah.
Sean, thanks very much.
Oh, pleasure, man. Thanks.
Well played. That's a fine Delice Valley accent at the Knoll.
Another local player.
Sinkinson, the man having treatment. So that's the dominance of Grenoble so far in the second half. But that was to be expected, of course, with the wind at their backs. They've got their 7 points from a penalty try. Lubungu in the line out. Replacement Rondinelli. And now it's back to Baudon again, still probing with those high kicks, but too far, and that's comfortable for Delmy Williams. Delmy Williams, a very accomplished winger in his own right, but overshadowed perhaps with the electrifying running of namesake Shane Williams on the other wing. Here's Tuweti. Good little transfer to Tristan Davis. Fine interplay by Neath. And they're not rushing, are they? They're waiting for the support to arrive. Kerith Rees again. Lovely interplay here by Neath. Delmy Williams, pity he kicked it. It's all formed now on the Grenoble 10-metre line. Van Rensburg lying deep. So, no choice really but to put that kick downfield.
Good approach by Neath. I was noticing Duncan Jones, loose head prop, involved twice in that move then. It's good to see the tight forwards handling the ball on. There's Mervyn Davies, there's Duncan Jones again. He's been involved a lot in handling the ball. Delmy this time shouldn't have kicked this ball on, should have kept it in the hand. Van Rensburg said, we've got the ball, let's just get down there, let's attack in the Neath 22.
But it's Neath ball in the line out. We're into the final quarter, comfortably so. And it's Neath still comfortable leaders, 36 points to 7. Taken by Alex Codling. It is a gloomy afternoon, with the floodlights here piercing through that gloom. But what lit up the Knoll initially was the thrilling play of Neath in the opening half. 5 sparkling tries then. Out it goes to Coriones again. Coriones bringing in Paul Cook. Paul Cook doing well. Grenoble picking up a little bit of impetus now. Oh, and that was too clever from Van Rensburg. It even fooled his own side and the ball went forward.
That's what a waste by Van Rensburg. There was an overlap on the right. He didn't have to do that switch inside. Just went through the hands, they might have scored. So didn't need the clever play. There was people out wide. Just moved the ball out. Chance gone missing again. They're missing chances, you know. They could be right back in this game.
Good applause for the 2 men departing for Neath. They're the 2 prop forwards, so both sides have made substantial changes in their front row. Grenoble have the ball, but it's gone forward. And we have David Jones and Leighton Gerrard on now for Neath.
Come back, please, come back. Wait, engage. Wait, please, wait. Push early, quicker. Wait, engage.
Neath deep in their own territory. That's Roland Phillips, the skipper. Back to Robbie Jones, acting captain for the afternoon. I wonder who's in charge now, with the club skipper back on the field. A loose kick for once from Neath, and that gives Grenoble the chance to run back at the All Blacks. In goes Olivier Baudon, out to Van Rensburg. The big men are hovering outright. Lubungu.
Play advantage!
Play advantage, said Ed Morrison. And the referees decided that 10 metres down the touchline is enough advantage for the All Blacks.
This little Shane Williams tackling one of the biggest man there. The Bunga dumping him into touch. Which shows he can defend as well.
Here they come with a bit more purpose this time. Grenoble into the Neath 22. Good running at centre as well. Almost up to the Neath try line, and they've got their second try. And that's well deserved. The most purposeful rugby that Grenoble have played all afternoon, and they've got their reward. And it's Abraham Tolofua, the replacement, or is it Rondinelli? Rondinelli given the score.
Well, for once the Neath tackling wasn't as good as it has been. Rondinelli driving in, the big man going through there now, and surely possibly should have been held up. There were enough black jerseys around him there. Plenty of strength by the substitute to get over. Bordeaux on the scrum half influential in this, but Rondinelli goes for the line. As I say earlier, he should have been held up. There were enough black jerseys around him, but he has the strength to go over.
So Grenoble fighting their way slowly back into it, but the Neath advantage is far too great for them. It's 36 points to 12, and only 12 minutes remain. Van Rensburg, fine conversion. So it's Neath 36, Grenoble 14.
Yes, they've been much better organised second half since the substitutes have come on, and they've won more possession. So the liner has gone much better, and Neath have struggled to get any possession in the second half, which is a pity because we haven't seen any of the three quarters twinkle across this ground. More substitutions being made by Grenoble again.
And for Grenoble, Jean-Jacques
Robbie Jones has left the field for Neath. Andrew Jacob is on as scrum half replacement. Jacob from the neighbouring village of Tonna.
Because his Neath three-quarters now taking risks because they haven't had much possession in the second half. Still very lively, still looking to entertain.
That's a famous name in French rugby. Khalid Benazi, a brother of the great Abdelit Benazi, and he's on as well as a second half replacement. Oh, that's good running. Forward pass though. Spotted by Ed Morrison. But at last Grenoble seem to have come alive.
Yes, which shows what a challenge it's going to be for Neath next week when they go down to France. Grenoble are capable of playing some rugby if they can get some possession, and we're now seeing them put a few moves together.
They've changed their hooker as well, Grenoble. Thibault Algray is on. So they're ringing all the changes. And JJ is left.
I'm glad he's gone.
There we are, the floodlights lighting up the knoll as dusk descends on Neath. Adam Jackson. Roland Phillips hurled back in that challenge, but Neath have kept possession. Now then, can they conjure up a little bit of magic again in the second half to match their exploits of the opening 40 minutes? Big gap there behind Delmy Williams. And a well-placed kick, meaning Grenoble will keep possession. It's their throw-in the line-out.
Yes, and Matthew Singer on that far touchline should not have kicked ahead. Should have kept the ball in the hand, looked for support. Kicking it away into this wind allows the French advantage to just kick the ball up the field. That's the mistake. Should have kept that in the hand if possible.
Understandable that Neath have gone off the boil in the second half. It was such an exciting opening 40, and no one could expect them to keep that up. And so the second half, a little bit of an anti-climax for the Neath followers after the joys of the opening 40. But can they build again in the last 8 minutes? They hold a 22-point lead at the moment. It all depends on the bounce of the ball. Delmy Williams got there. It's gone forward though, surely, yes. And that's a set scrum for Grenoble.
I think we have to give Grenoble a bit of a few compliments here. They've the platform in the second half is in no comparison to their very poor forward effort in the first half.
Bodon again persisting with those box kicks. Delmy Williams was ready for it. Matt Singer takes it back from whence it came. Andrew Jacobs. Gareth Rees. And that's the little chip from Tuetti. Well, we're not used to having it this dark at the end of a game, JJ, but it has to be remembered we kicked off at 3 o'clock on the Knoll this afternoon and not the usual 2:30. And it's all become just a little untidy now in this second half.
Yes, well, the main threats are coming from the Neath three-quarters, but they can't get enough ball. I'd like to see this game of the Neath three-quarters score one try, really, just to lift the crowd and finish off a good afternoon for Neath.
34 minutes have been played. Neath haven't added to their interval score of 36 points. Grenoble have 2 converted tries to their name in the second period. One a penalty try, the other for the replacement prop, Sebastian Rondinelli.
Wait. Engage. Hold. Take the side, Dave.
Ed Morrison wants a little
Come on,
peek
boys,
the other
come on,
side of this
catch
set scrum,
It's only just
to see what's happening.
Wait. Engage.
A completely new front row on for Grenoble now. The 2 Neath props have changed as well. So Mevin Davis is the only one of those 6 who started the game and is still there. Up they popped. So here comes the penalty. Jacobs takes it. Good run by the replacement scrum half. They need just a little bit of inspiration now, Neath. Mevin Davis again. Very accomplished hooker, very comfortable with the ball, Mevin Davis. Gerard is there. That balding head of his, or the shaven head, glistening under the floodlights. It's out to Tuetti. Good slip pass inside for Matt Singer. It's come to ground 10 metres outside the 22. Gareth Rees. And Tuetti does the job at scrum half. Wearing 14, remember, but playing centre. Now then, is this a chance for Neath? Matthew Singer again, running straight, joining in always from full-back. Jacobs. Lost the ball in contact, it's gone forward. And all Neath's efforts have come to nothing again.
Yes, it's a pity they couldn't have released those outside backs then. Matthew Singer took the ball on the charge. Have an outstanding game, Matthew Singer, but really the ball should have gone. Jacobs has come on and looked a real live wire, hasn't he, at scrum half, getting over that game line on a few occasions.
An announcement, the official vote for the man of the match has gone to the Neath outside half, Gareth Rees. They had a few contenders in that opening half especially.
Well, I would have given it to Richard Francis, the wing forward. I think he's been outstanding. So has Brett Stinkinson, but Richard Francis, there's Gareth Rees, he's a good game. He'll boost his confidence the rest of the season. Good to see a little Welsh outside half featuring again as last night. Shows you haven't got to be 6'6" to be an international rugby player. Jacobs, lovely dummy there, and good acceleration over the first 15 metres and looking for support. Big boy at scrum half.
In it goes from Olivier Baudon. Inside his own 22, Van Rensburg punches it upfield.
22 as well.
And what was noticeable about Kerry Threes, JJ, in that opening half when Neath were at their best, he was standing deep, so he had time to look around, weigh up the options, and it is a contentious point in Welsh rugby at the moment.
But no, with me it's not. If you want to get the ball in the three-quarter line, you have to lie deep. I don't care what any of the coaches say. That's why we're not getting any three-quarter play.
Charles Newman replaces Brett Dinkinson.
Sinkinson leaves. His afternoon's work is done, and done admirably as well. Acknowledges the row from the crowd. Gareth Newman is on in his stead. Newman will just have about 2.5 minutes of action.
Yeah, Sinkinson swamped them by the youngsters. Starman down here at the Knoll.
That was clever thinking by Neath. It wasn't in straight, but it was in the front of the line out. Galloping along is Alex Codling, the big number 4. Now can Neath round it all off with one more glorious try? Roland Phillips will try his very best. Back to Jacobs. Jacobs to Rees, to Wetty, taking an awkward ball well. And that's Newman into the fray for the first time. But a few handling errors have left them down at crucial times in the second half.
Yes, and better defensive work by Grenoble as well, must be said. But Neath's approach is outstanding. They're moving the ball around the field as much as possible.
Wait, engage.
Good scrummaging by Neath, but well controlled by Grenoble. The ball's gone forward. Corions holds his head in dismay, spreads his arms wide.
And Alex Codley there, the second row, was clapping with that knock-on. That was all down to the scrummaging of the Neath 8.
Into the final minute. It's Neath 36, Grenoble 14. And it is a comfortable, impressive victory for the men from the Knoll. Here goes Toweti. Toweti breaks the tackle. Toweti will go all the way. That's what they wanted. Christmas has come early at the Knoll in Neath. It's their 6th try. It's the second for Toweti. And Neath are up to 41 points.
Great climax to a great performance by Neath. Look how deep he is there, Toweti, coming from a deep position, running at pace, so difficult to tackle then, and shows outstanding acceleration to go over again. As I said earlier, if you lie deep, you can take the ball at pace. That's great rugby.
It's been a low-key second half from Neath. After the thrills and exhilaration of the opening 40. And that's just what the team wanted and their supporters. One fine try to round it all off. And that will be the last memory of this afternoon at the Knoll. Kerry Threes slots the conversion.
Yes, and there were two big scrums. The one that caused a knock-on and that quick ball then for Toweti. And this man went straight through. He came, as I said, to the deep position, at pace, straight through the gap. Great try.
And that's the face of Tongan determination. And that's the celebration of Tongan joy. That's as comprehensive as they come in Europe. Welsh teams have been subjected to that sort of score out in France. Not often does a Welsh club side rattle up 40 points or more against French opponents. But Neath have accomplished it. And their hopes are still flickering. They're still alive.
Well, that's right. They have confidence now to go to Grenoble and Northampton coming here and back up to Edinburgh. Playing this style of rugby, they can take on almost anybody. They have to have this platform which they can achieve. The last few minutes, the scrummaging been very impressive, and then releasing their three-quarter line.
Jacobs, eager for more. Kerry Threes into midfield. Good patterns, and that's Delmy Williams. Delmy Williams stretching away. Good support.
Let it go!
They want to keep it alive. Roland Phillips is there. 20 on his back. Kerry Rees again. Tuetti, 2-try scorer. And that was Codling coming from nowhere to take it. And they've kept it well. Kerry Rees, the crowd is asking them to keep the ball in hand. This is Tuetti. He's got Shane Williams outside. Shane Williams ran out of space. That would have been a delight to round it off. But as referee Ed Morrison blows his whistle to bring it all to an end, it's Neath to celebrate. It's been a sparkling afternoon for them, especially the opening 40 minutes. With the wind at their backs, they laid the foundation. They scored 5 great tries. Grenoble came back in the second half with 2 of their own. But Neath had the last word, their 6th try. And it was a comprehensive victory by 43 points to 14. Well, joy all round for Neath. And down at the touchline is Graham Thomas.
With me is Brett Sinkinson. Brett, you're still alive in this tournament?
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that performance, and I'm pretty sure the crowd was, and all the viewers at home, hopefully, and hopefully Linners as well.
He wanted 40 points. You gave him what he was after. Can you go over there and win?
Well, after today's performance, I don't see why not. It is the home advantage is tough, but after today, I'm pretty sure the boys will be pretty confident with their performance. As long as we can do the same over there, I think we should scope in just.
That wasn't the Neath we'd seen at home to Edinburgh or away to Northampton. What do you put that first half performance down to?
Good ass kicking at training, basically, yeah. The boys knew we didn't play well in those 2 games, and we just had to perform to stay in the competition, basically.
It looks as if you've still got to win all your remaining matches. You must be confident, though, that you can give that a fair crack.
Well, if they perform as they did today, I don't see why not, yeah.
Brett, thanks very much. Thank you.
That's Brett Sinkinson. It's a team of few stars, Neath. Only 2 internationals, JJ.
Yeah.
But they all play for each other, and there are some future internationals here, perhaps.
Well, as I see Brett Sinkinson smiling, he wasn't smiling in the interview before the game. That's how up for it the Neath team were, led by Sinkinson. Very impressed by Richard Francis and Van Rensburg. And their back row completely outplayed the Grenoble back row. And it's great rugby. It's like rugby of old, but players lying deep, small players with twinkle feet, talented boys.
JJ, you were a left wing, quite a quick one at that, and this impresses you.
Well, I thought that there's no chance he'd get it, because look, he takes it standing still, chased by Tony Stanger there, who's the international, but then it's just impressive pace by Shane Williams. And that boy is, when you have pace like that, you can survive on the international field, playing on a better surface, on an international arena. I think that man can play for Wales sooner than later.
He is a gem of a player, isn't he? And he came to the Knoll as a scrum half initially from Amman United.
Yeah. We saw Dominici, a star on the wing for France in the World Cup. Don't have to be 6'6", don't have to be 245. Just have to be fast and skillful.
Well, I think Shane Williams is on the touchline now with Graham Thomas.
Shane, JJ Williams has been singing your praises up in the commentary box this afternoon. You happy with your performance?
Yeah, first half, personal performance is okay, but the team was better, I think. Because we played as a team, it reflected on all the players. I think everyone had a good game.
You just had too much pace for them in that first half, all over the field.
I know, I think our boys have been on something before going on. No, joke. No, like I say, played well, got the ball out well, and we've got a lot of quick boys in the back anyway. A lot of the forwards are quick as well, and they showed it today.
There seems to be a bit of a buzz here now. When you do put things together, there's the basis, the potential of a good side at Neath.
Yeah, well, we've always said that since the start of the season, really, that there's a good team here, and if we put it together, we can play some good rugby. We showed that today, and it's just a pity we haven't done it all season consistently.
Now, you've made the Wales A squad for this season. Are you confident you can make your mark and perhaps get a step up into the senior squad?
I'm not going to say nothing.
Definitely.
No, I'm not going to say nothing. Hopefully, yes, it's everyone's dream, innit? But trying to play for Wales A now. Hopefully get a first team place and show what I can do there.
Let's hope so. Shane, thanks very much.
Okay.
Yes, a flying Williams on the left wing. Well, there we are. Just a breakdown of the stats for the afternoon. And the all-important one for Neath there. Coach Lynn Jones asked for 40 points, and the team has produced it. They've beaten Grenoble, scored 6 tries to 2, and they've won by 43 points to 14. Back then to the studio in Cardiff, to Angharad Mair.
Thank you, Hugh. And Jonathan Davis has been watching the match with me here. Now, a great win for Neath, and maybe we shouldn't knock it, but Hugh used the words low-key to describe the second half, and you've been using the word boring all afternoon.
Yeah, I thought the first half was superb. The game was won, and Grenoble, stepped the game up a little bit, but it was a bit of a no contest, and it was rather slow and error-ridden, so not a great spectacle for everyone at home.
But 3 tries. One penalty try, then another try from Grenoble, and then another Neath try. Yes,
I think the 2 Grenoble tries, 1 penalty and 1 just a forward, try. But the Neath try, they just hit back at the end, and the result was never in doubt. But Tweety again, it's just a simple play. That's poor defence, missed tackles, and he just goes straight through from set piece play. You never see that at this class of rugby, and it's just a poor defensive effort again by Grenoble, but Tweety, second try, and just finished the afternoon off for Neath. Well, a great win for Neath, as we said, and a fantastic weekend in all for the Welsh clubs. 4 wins, because we've just heard Cardiff beat Treviso 23-16, and that was a win that Cardiff desperately needed. Yes, they had to win that, and I think they're in the same situation as Neath. They have to win all their games, but it's a difficult route, so It has been a fantastic weekend for Welsh rugby. The win is vitally important, and now it does give us hope, for the quarter-finals. But it is a difficult road for Neath and for Cardiff. Well, let's hope they carry on doing well. Now, this afternoon also, Northampton were playing Edinburgh. Northampton were leading 15-3 at half-time. This is some of the action, and commentary from Eddie Butler and Brian Moore.
Big Richard Metcalf gets his legs pumping. 2 metres from the line. Bramall, dummies. Dawson goes in to help him. Matty Stewart, the prop, is there. Stewart, has he moved twice for the line? The ball's still available. Pagel waits. Gary Pagel for the line. Got to be over. Meanwhile, Northampton have taken it quickly, and they're making great ground. It's worked for them. It's the try for John Slightholme. The sudden change of tactic, take the penalty quickly, and off they went. Second try of the game, John Slightholme.
Yeah, quick doing. Good thinking by Dawson. Simple hands, really. Bateman juggles, but then keeps hold of the ball, offloads it well.
And they're still playing, but I can tell you that the latest score is Northampton 32, Edinburgh 8. Jonathan, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. A good win for Neath. Now then, stay with us for a full roundup of this afternoon's matches, rugby and soccer, and I'll hand you over to Ian Gwynhughes.
Within 6-7 metres of that fast try line. Crucial moments here at St Helens, and Rodri Jones arrives. Now it's out in the midfield. Arwell Thomas. The little slip pass is for Gary Jenkins. Almost there. Desperate times for both sides. Their future hopes in the competition could rest on these first few minutes, and Arwell Thomas is through. He's behind the post. And the magic of Arwell Thomas has done it for Swansea. And here's Khaled on the field as a replacement, and the first action is to place the ball and try and win the game for Bath. Dramatic events indeed at St Helens. Now then, he's slotted many an important goal. That won't get there though. It dropped short. Arwell Thomas has called for the mark. It's 44 minutes on the clock. Arwell Thomas, does that signal the end of the game, one wonders? The ball is dead. The referee blows his whistle.
It's been a tough couple of weeks for me, and it's nice to get on, score a try, and eventually win the game against a quality side.
And then two by the England A international. Good drive by Clonethley. Moon on the narrow side, looking for support inside. Jenkins, has he got it down? The referee says no. It's a rather bedraggled looking Ulster on the retreat. Well, Clonethley picking up and driving. Quinnell gets past the first tackle. Davis again. Jones now calling for the ball. There's no scrum half. Once again, Ulster's defence being well and truly battered and stretched. This is the score, I'm sure. Referee says that's a try. And it's Chris Wyatt who scored. Good scrum by them. Moon, Feen out from the narrow side. Now Quinnell. Connectly looking to create something on the left-hand side, but changing their mind and going straight for the Ulster post. This could be interesting. They've got a man over Jones to Feen out, and the Tollin's going to be in. And that really is the clincher for Clonethley.
It was a big performance, a big pack performance. I thought our front eight went superbly well, scrimmage particularly well, and in conditions like that, that was a telling factor in the end, but overjoyed.
Now this is the exciting man of Neath Rugby, and there he goes again. So much pace, so much trickery, and this is Delmy Williams breaking up. This could be a wonderful try, and it is for Neath, surely. It is superb into play. And this is Kerry Rees. Kerry Rees with Delmy Williams outside him. Rees is clear. He can go all the way. He's got plenty of support. Tueti inside. Another flowing, fabulous try for the All Blacks. Here goes Tueti. Tueti breaks the tackle. Tueti will go all the way. That's what they wanted. Christmas has come early.
Brett, you're still alive in this tournament.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that performance, and I'm pretty sure the crowd was, and all the viewers at home, hopefully, and hopefully Linners as well.
We showed a lot of character because people have been saying that we got no character as a team, so I think we proved a few people wrong there today because, you know, Treviso beat Harlequins at home. They took Montfront very close, so, you know, I think it was a good show by the boys and a lot of character there. We took it close in the corner on the right-hand side, and then we, you know, we spread it left, and, you know, I thought Nick was going to go over, and he luckily got it back to Berkey, I think it was, or something like that, and gave me the ball, and I just managed to sneak over in the corner.